All right, let's have a look at these exam questions. Page 29, question 15. The graph shown could have equation. All right, so what am I thinking? First of all, I'm going to look at what the period is. So I'm going to go from here to here is one whole period. So the period is the difference between 2 pi on 3 and pi on 6. So that's 4 pi on 6. Which is 3 pi on 6, which is pi on 2. So the period is pi on 2. So that means when I have the number I want here, I want 2 pi on n equals pi on 2. So I can get 2 pi equals n pi on 2. I'll times the 2 over here. So then I'm going to go cancel, cancel. So n must be 4. So it's not this one, it's not this one, it's not this one. So we're down to B or D. So with this graph, has it been moved up one like this, or has it been moved down one like this? And I'm thinking it's been moved up one. So I'm going to pick, option B as my answer. Right, this is a reasonably recent one, this one, question 12. A clock has a minute hand that's 10 centimetres long, and a clock face with a radius of 15 is shown below. At 12 noon, both hands of the clock point vertically upwards, and the tip of the minute hand is the maximum distance above the clock face. All right, so at the start, at noon, we want to find the tip of the minute hand. So at noon, how far is it? Well, it's 15 here, and then it's going to be another 10 up here. So at noon, its height is 25. And noon is when t equals 0. So when t equals 0, we want to get a maximum. So it's not going to be any of the sine ones, because they're going to give me, when t equals 0, this is going to be 0, so that's no good. So it's either D or E. So the only thing that's different between these two is the period. So what's the period of this? Is 1 hour for the minute hand. So 2 pi equals 60 n. So n equals 2 pi on 60, which is the same as pi on 30. So it's option E. The next one was, we did that yesterday. This one here, so exam 2. So what's the period of this one? We have to remember the period is n on pi. So that's, pi on n. It's not 2 pi on n is the point, because it's 2 pi on n for sine and for cos. So this is pi over 1/3 or 3 pi, option D. The function with this rule has period, so same rule, pi on n, which will be pi on 2 pi, which is just 1/2. So that one's option C. So they're both question 1. Question 6, a section of the graph is shown here, and we need to work out what the rule could be. So it is a tan. I'm thinking it's got some sort of shift left and right, because normally it go through 0, so it's not going to be A. What's my period? Well, it goes from, before it repeats, it goes between here. So the period is pi on 2. So my pi on n is equal to pi on 2. So n equals 2. So I'm looking for one with a 2. So it's either got to be C or D. This one says it's a pi on, it's been moved pi on 4 in the positive direction. This one is going to be 2 times pi on 2, or pi in the positive direction. And I'm thinking this has been moved pi on 4, so it's option C. You could draw it on your calculator then to check,